A Rancho Santa Fe horse property under investigation for claims of animal abuse. We'll show you what a CBS 8 drone found.
Plus, what appears to be prostitution activity continues in Barrio Logan and National City, even in the wake of a recent police sting.
The Aztecs may not have come home with a national title, but they are champions for people living with ALS.
And see what happens when high schoolers shadow players from the LPGA.
And San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria is here to answer your questions. CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now.
In case you missed it on Friday, the man at the center of an animal abuse investigation pointed a gun at our CBS 8 News crew. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. Deputies confirm the man on the video holding his rifle is Craig Netwig. He walked down a driveway toward our CBS 8 photographer and reporter Anna Laurel. Tonight, the investigation into the condition of horses on Netwig's property continues.
Anna was there when the gun was brought out on Friday and went back today to bring us this report.
The horse property in question is just down the hill there, but because the property owner pulled a gun on my photographer and I when we were out here on Friday night, we're staying far away. But we did send the CBS 8 drone up to take a look. The county believes there were 40 to 60 horses at this property off Artesian Road just outside Rancho Santa Fe when they were first called out last month. This is what it looks like today, now part of an animal services investigation.
There's no herd management going on here. We need an equine veterinarian out here.
Audrey Reynolds has owned horses most of her life and has operated a rescue for nearly 2 decades. She's been involved with county animal abuse investigations before. I asked her to walk us through the process since the county won't share details during an active investigation.
But only an equine veterinarian, a so-called horse specialist, can even go through a horse from head to toe and say what in their opinion, what might be wrong with the horses.
Today, the department told me animal control officers have been to the property but wouldn't confirm if they've had access to all the horses. They say they've spoken with property owner Deborah Barkley and her personal veterinarian at least 10 times since March 17th. They went just last week because a horse died in a pasture trapped in mud.
If they thought that this mare was getting toward the end of her life, they probably should have given her humane euthanasia before it got to the stage where she lay down in a pool of mud one day and couldn't get up.
We showed Audrey our drone video. She says she can see right away the property is not following California Penal Code 597B that requires protection from weather.
There's clearly no shelter out here. We've had a very cold, wet winter. A lot of these horses have probably suffered. Not being able to get away from the wind and the driving cold rain.
When I first came here Friday, I saw a horse with a gash in its leg and horses struggling to walk in the pasture closest to the road. When I asked the county how long their investigation could last, they told me, quote, "It takes as long as it takes."
This is a full-time job. This is not just throw horses in the yard and throw them some hay. This is a full-time commitment.
In Rancho Santa Fe, this is Anna Laurel for CBS 8.
Thank you, Anna. Police are investigating the discovery of a body at Otay Lakes. San Diego Fire Rescue tells us a border agent found the badly decomposed body of a man down an embankment at the water's edge off Otay Lakes Road about noon today. Several agencies responded, including San Diego Police. At this point, we do not know a cause of death or the identity.
Across the U.S., the number of car crashes related to distracted driving is up.
That's according to new data released by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. CBS 8's Rocio de la Fe takes a closer look at the numbers here in our state.
These 9 seats behind me represent the average number of people that are killed every day across the nation as a result of distracted driving. It's a problem that's growing not only in California, but across the nation.
Put that phone down, it can wait.
Californian drivers are being urged to get rid of distractions while driving.
Many lives are lost as a result of somebody's inattention of using a cell phone.
Since 2021, the California Highway Patrol reports there have been 28,000 crashes related to distracted driving, responsible for nearly 200 deaths and more than 19,000 injuries.
It's 100% preventable, and it does have a real impact on people.
Using that cell phone is pretty much equivalent to, being under the influence.
Nationwide, the number of distracted driving crashes increased 12% from 2020 to 2021. Last year, nearly 43,000 people in the U.S. died. That's the highest number in 16 years.
They all know what they're doing. They know that they're distracted. Most people will be arrogant enough to think that's not going to happen to them. They're not going to hit anybody. They're in control.
Jim Jones nearly lost his life after being hit by a 19-year-old man who admitted to using his phone to talk to his girlfriend.
He entered the intersection. He looked to his right. He turned the wheel to the left and hit me from behind, launched me up into the air, landed on my head.
Jones suffered traumatic brain injury. His family was told he wouldn't make it, but miraculously he pulled through with the strength and support of his family.
So I knew I was going to walk my daughter down that aisle, and that's the only focus I had.
He and other survivors are pleading with drivers to stay alert at all times.
Distracted driving happens to a lot of people, and we have a lot of deaths, we have a lot of injuries because of that, a lot of heartbreak. And if people could just realize what the potential is, maybe that would make a difference.
Experts believe the number of distracted driving-related crashes are likely higher because the problem is often underreported. Fines for first-time texting or cell phone violations cost a minimum of $162. The amount increases with each subsequent violation. Rocio de la Fe, CBS 8.
See it every day on the roads. It's not worth it. We have an update tonight on emergency repairs on State Route 78. The two westbound lanes from College Boulevard to El Camino Real are back open this evening. Those lanes were closed for 3 weeks as crews worked to make repairs and fill a gaping sinkhole that formed during recent storms. But now all eastbound lanes in that same stretch are closed for more emergency repairs related to that same storm damage. Those repairs are expected to last another 3 weeks.
CBS 8 is working for you to find a solution to what some say is blatant prostitution activity in the wake of a major law enforcement crackdown in Barrio Logan and National City. Our David Gottfredson hit the pavement today to find out if the recent undercover operation made a difference out on the streets.
Looks like she's going to get inside the vehicle.
It's been a month and a half since officers arrested 48 people in Operation Better Pathways, an undercover sting targeting prostitution along Dalbergia Street in Barrio Logan and Roosevelt Avenue in National City. This video was recorded this morning on Dalbergia Street, showing what appears to be sex workers blatantly flagging down cars. I shot this video myself today, driving along Roosevelt Avenue. Neighbors tell me the police crackdown did make a difference, but it didn't last long.
I wish I knew what the solution was. I mean, I think that we definitely, the patrols are not as much as they used to be. The patrols used to come around a lot more, but it's still just a problem.
This mother of 3 tells me she has lived on Dalbergia Street for 9 years, and it wasn't like this when she first moved in.
It's not exactly what I want my kids to see. And I've got, I've got 3 boys, 1 little one, and 2 bigger ones, and I don't like that my 8-year-old knows what hookers are.
One National City resident emailed CBS 8 this week saying, "Please cover the open street prostitution in National City. I saw it. It was unbelievable. A lot of them looked underage. It was in broad daylight." Back in February, District Attorney Summer Stephan announced the 48 arrests as part of Operation Better Pathways at a news conference. But she had no illusions that prostitution activity would stop.
This operation significantly disrupted, but did not eliminate human trafficking.
Video recorded just 1 week later shows an apparent sex worker so scantily clad we had to blur her backside as she got into a vehicle in Barrio Logan.
They turn and shake their butts like they're in a club, out in the middle of the street. Sometimes they stand right in front of your car. I'm just scared to death somebody's going to get hit.
There is some good news to report. Business owners tell me they were glad to see this motel has been shut down, although the signs say closed for renovation. At the north end of Dalbergia Street, David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
Thank you, David. Still ahead tonight, Taiwan's president visits California for a historic high-level meeting.
Plus, it's a cause that hits close to home for the Aztecs. How the team helped raise awareness of ALS while on the road.
A lot of sunshine in the forecast. We're going to keep that going all the way into the weekend, and also talking about a warm-up. All those details ahead.
But first, San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria in our studio tonight to answer your questions.